Hello, everyone, and welcome. I'm Connie Douglas from Great Stamping with Connie. Sorry, I just noticed we have a great big spotlight in the picture. It is Thursday, July 28th. 8th? Yes, 28th. Oh my gosh, it's almost the end of July already. I cannot believe it. Anyway, it's 7:30 Thursday night. This is Connie's Craft Along. Thank you so much for coming along for hopefully some crafting fun. I think you're going to like it. I'm very excited about tonight's project. It is a fancy fold, which you may have gathered from the larger card base. And if you didn't, now you know, because I just told you all those little secrets. Just going to see why I cannot see me. Maybe because Facebook. Yes, I can't see me because I'm under Connie and I need to be under Great Stamping. Just talking about how these things it drives me nuts, all these Facebook changes and things. You have to do different things, but there we go. Here I am, I think. Okay, I think I'm live. I'm going to pretend that I'm live. If you are on Facebook this evening, give me a hello. We have a little bit of a crowd up top of my computer on Zoom, so welcome to all of you ladies. And if you have any questions or anything as we go, you can just pop them into the chat box. I have that open. And if you are on Facebook, say hello. Let us know that you are here. And we will get right to the crafting. So I am just going to put this down. And we will go over all the bits and pieces in case you haven't had time to cut. Buy yourself a couple minutes here as we get started. So, lots of bits and pieces. We have a card base that I thought I scored, but I see no score lines on my paper. Okay, so I will be scoring this. I'm going to grab my trimmer and do it right now. If you have cut your card base 5.5 by 11, but you have not yet scored it, we are going to score it at 1 3/4. This is probably way out of the picture. Bring it back down a little bit so you can see. So 1 3/4. Scored the other one. I may have one of these that's scored sitting somewhere. I should measure this and make sure it's the right piece even. 5.5 and 9 3/4. Okay, so now I have a piece of cardstock that is actually scored. Now I'll measure it, see if it's actually in the right size. We have 5.5 by 11. Okay, I guess I just forgot to score this one, unless I have another one sitting around, but that's okay. You will also have a piece of cardstock that is 1 by 11. Okay, I've done them the same color. You don't have to, but your colors obviously should coordinate. A piece of basic white that is 4 inches by 5 1/4, and another shape of some description for your sentiment. Okay. And then we have, well, let's do this one. This will be easier. I said frame or frames for your sentiment. I'm going to do a triple layer of frame for mine. So that's why I said frames. I'm using 3. You can use just 1 frame, depending what shape you've decided on for your sentiment. And then we have a whole bunch of designer series paper, and I said 1 to 4 patterns. So you can have a couple pieces that are the same. You can have 4 that are all different. You can make them all the same, whatever you like. So you'll have 2 pieces that are 3.5 by 5 1/4. This is from the Rings of Love, the same package that we used this morning. If you were here this morning, we used this bird and I think maybe the back of one of these. Nope. No, a different piece. But anyway, same package. And then you have 1 piece that is 1.5 by 5 1/4 and 1 piece that is 1 by 5 1/4. Okay. And then, of course, the usuals, stamps and ink, adhesive, any embellishments you might want, and your bone folder. Okay, so those are all the pieces. Now, should we solve the crafting mystery right from the get-go so you can kind of figure out where you want to put your papers, just so you know what we're headed towards? We are making this. So this is the card. And that 1 inch by 11 inch piece is a belly band. Okay, so the belly band slides off. There's my 3 layers that I have for my sentiment on there. But you can just do 2, no worries. And then this is the card. So it opens up with all of these folds. Okay. So there is all your paper. So here is this is one of your larger pieces of designer series paper, and inside you have the second piece. And then this is your wider strip and your narrow strip. Okay. So those are the places where all of your designer series paper will go. This is your plain piece in here. And then the belly band just slides on and off. This paper, if you are interested, I will never remember the name. And where's my catalog? Down here. This designer series paper, all of these pieces are from the July to December mini catalog, and they are from this host pack called Celebrate Everything. So this is one of those mega packs of designer series paper. It's all 12 by 12, and it is a $41 value because you get 48 sheets of designer series paper. You get 4 sheets of each pattern, 12 double-sided patterns, and you can only get it with host rewards. So you need to have an order of $200 or more, or you need to find some friends to go in with you to get an order of $200 or more. And then it is just $24.50. So it's an awesome value. And you get tons and tons of designer series paper. So that's what this is. This is from the Rings of Love, which is the free celebration pack. Okay, on to the crafting. So we are going to fold our card on the middle score line and give it a good fold. And then I'm going to, this is the wider piece. I'm going to fold it back, and we are going to fold the narrow one in. Okay, so you have a mountain and a valley and a valley. Sorry, that's right. That's how it goes. Mountain, valley, valley. Seems unusual, but that's what you need. Okay, and then you just put it all together. That's the card. You know, it looks really cool at the end, but there's not really a whole lot to it. So you can stamp your sentiment on your sentiment piece at any time, and if you have a little decoration you want to put on this white piece, you can do that anytime. Maybe I will just use hello. I was going to send hugs, but maybe I'll just use hello for this one. So I'm using Night of Navy ink because I have Night of Navy cardstock. I'm just going to see if I can. I think I did cut some extras of these, just not sure where they are. But whoop. No, how do we do? That's pretty good. Fairly close. It looks reasonable. And I didn't really get anything out to put on the bottom of this. What stamps do I have sitting around? Not a whole lot of remnant. I tried to clean up before we started. Go figure, right? Oh, birds. Maybe I'll stick the little bumblebee in from the Splendid Thoughts. He can flutter. Oh, alrighty. Okay, so I'm just going to put, let's see, I might just do one of them. Just one little bumblebee flying around on the bottom of that. And once you have those pieces stamped, we are ready to assemble. So it doesn't matter what order you put this all together. It doesn't matter which piece of designer series paper you put where, but my plan had been to put the houses on the front. So that's what I am going to do. And this absolutely fits the category of, it looks like it's you know, kind of tricky, but it really is not. It's really super easy. And then, so this goes on the front. The next piece, the 1.5 inch piece, is going to go on the folded back flap. Okay, so don't put it next to this one because then it'll be hidden when you actually put your card together. So you want to put it on the folded flap. That. And then we're going to open it up, and this inside piece, this is your next large piece of designer series paper. This is the piece this morning. I said could have been snowflakes or ice, looks like ice crystals and stuff. And then I only ended up using a little tiny piece of it. I thought it was really cool, but I didn't use very much of it. There we go. And then this large section in the middle is where you're going to put your basic white piece. This is where you'll write your message and things. On. I have critters outside my window. The animal night noises are starting. In the morning, it's the birds and the cats. At night, that might have been a chipmunk, actually. Oops. Then your last narrow strip is going to go on the folded edge again. Okay, so not while it's open. So you've got 1, 2, 3, but you want to fold this one closed. And then it just goes down onto here. Okay, and then it all just folds up and you have all your lovely layers. Okay. If you are layering your sentiment, you can do it flat, do it with glue, do it with whatever. I'm going to glue this to my belly band, and I'm going to glue this down, but then I'll do the next one, my top sentiment piece. I think I'm going to pop up with a dimensional. And I am going to stagger these. Just to be different, I'm just going to put dimensionals onto this little guy and pop him up and stagger him once again. So he will go. Oop. Aim for the center. I'm just going to tilt this up a little bit so I can get it centered. Centered and straight, 2 good goals. That should work. Okay, so there we have all of that. Now, when you're making your belly band, you want it to join at the front, okay, so that we can put our sentiment over top and you will you won't see any seam in your belly band. So what I usually do is I just hold it where I want. It's going to overlap, and that's okay because I want you want overlap. You need overlap to glue it together, and then I just finger fold on this edge, and then I'm going to finger fold again. And you want it snug, but be careful that you're not super squeezing your card as you finger fold your belly band, or you will have a lot of difficulty getting it off, off and on, and that's obviously a goal. Now, not sure whether you can see how much this overlaps a fair amount. Actually, I could take it off at this point. So it does overlap quite a bit. So I'm going to just cut a bit of this off because we don't really need it that long. And then because it is a belly band and it's going to be working a little bit off and on, I usually put adhesive on both edges. So you want to put it on the exposed part here, but then the underneath part here. Okay, so this is, make sure your adhesive is on, one's on the top and one's on the bottom, and it doesn't matter which way you put it together. You just want some adhesive on both ends of your cardstock, so you have a good secure hold. Okay, and then it can slip onto your card, hopefully. Mine is perhaps a little snug. There we go. Okay, and then when you are putting your sentiment piece on, make sure you only put your adhesive where your belly band is going to be. You don't want this to stick to your card front, obviously. So I'm actually going to throw some liquid glue on here, but only in this middle section. Okay. And I'm going to put that right over the seam so you won't see the join. It'll just be a solid belly band. And then you can embellish it however you like. When I do cards with a belly band, I tend to put my embellishments on the belly band. You can put them on the card. Just you need to be careful then as you're sliding your belly band on and off that you don't slide into your gems as well. And so that's why I usually just put them on the belly band, and then I know they're safe and they're not going to have the belly band running over it. So I think maybe these iridescent rhinestones, eh? I'm thinking. So on this first card, I had a little more space over here, and I put one of them over there. I don't quite have as much room on this one, so I'm thinking I may put them all onto this side. Whoops. I'll use one large one and a couple small guys. I have something sticky somewhere. I had it on my list to bring more grid paper up to the cottage when I came, and you'll notice I'm still using the somewhat dirty piece. So there we go. That's the card. It's actually fairly quick once you have everything cut and ready. So, alrighty. So there is no one on Facebook that I see. If anyone is watching the replay, leave us a hello and let me know that you stopped by. Um, but I am going to say good night to all of my Facebook friends, and we will see you all again. Actually, here, I'll come back here for a moment. Oh, usually I add this spotlight, don't I? I'll continue to show you my cards. There we go. There's the cards. So, Facebook friends, thank you very much for stopping by. We will see you all next time. Happy crafting and take care. Bye for now.